On this poster, who do you think is the killer?
He always seems to be a bad guy, so I'm assuming him. Oh, but it was a girl killer in the last. Oh, she's bad. That's right. It's either him or her. I don't know that bitch. I don't trust him. I have to do two things. I have to drop this off.
Actually, I wonder if there's any Blu-rays at Target.
Oh, you want to go to Target?
Where is that going?
Oh, wait, then you gotta hold it.
Yeah.
Wait, let me. Yeah.
Oh, that's what
the
we need.
C2. We were too close.
That's what we need. Way better angle.
Breaking news.
Breaking
news.
Let's do that.
Our story at 10.
Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Let me do it. Breaking news. I'm Gail Weathers and I'm here to report.
No, she came in. She's somebody like, no. She's like, yeah, Weather Channel 4.
Oh shit!
It was so scary. I was like, what the
That was a jump scare in itself.
It was really, I was like, why did she pop up? It was no reason for her to pop up like that.
Let's keep this the first couple minutes spoiler free.
For sure, it was a lot better than the last Scream. It was a Scream 5, right?
Yeah. 5 cream. 5 cream, no sugar.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. I would give it, if anything, I would say it was an 8. It was an 8 out of 10.
I agree with that.
Because the last one, it wasn't a bad film at all. But this one, it just had a lot more going for it. I don't know. Everything about it just seemed a lot better. Like it was so good. I enjoyed it a lot more than I did the first couple Screams in this particular franchise. You know? I don't know. It was just really good. I enjoyed everything about it. Everything about the film was good. I was unsure of everything. I thought I was sure, and then they completely blew my expectations in a death. The killings themselves were like, it was crazy.
Definitely. I think the killings are for sure. As of the last one, I do feel like Scream has kept up with the times and how like, when we go back to the older ones, the older ones, they're not as scary anymore. It's almost like you could keep it on in the background and it's cozy and it's chill. But this one, I feel like it's kept up with like the level of intensity, and this feels like a scary movie.
Exactly, yeah.
For sure.
No more like it was a slasher. Like it's still a slasher film, but it was scary. It was times where I was just like not expecting it, and the scare. Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
I would say I'd agree with like an 8 out of 10 or 8.5. And I did rewatch the whole franchise coming before this one, and it's interesting because what I've noticed, and it's like another little kind of theory amongst just not how fans take the franchise, is eventually as you get older, your rankings become Scream 1 at number 1. And then everything else is tied for number 2.
Absolutely, I can see it.
Flip-flop around
so much, way too much, and that's probably my mistake. I should have watched the previous films before coming in. It's not like I don't have any knowledge to it at all. It's just that if I would have did that, I could have a better ranking of them because, Scream 1 is really the top for me. It's like the top of the top. But this one, second is it's a reach, but it's like it was that good. I appreciated the film. It was really good.
I wouldn't know my placing for number 6. I feel like it might just come in second place, and it's weird because I said that for Scream 5.
Yeah.
But I feel like this one is better than Scream 5.
A lot better.
I did like Scream 5.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like it's that weird thing. I have this with bands too. where I like them, and then I hate them, and then I love them.
Yes.
You know, like it's that weird dynamic.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened with that one. I'm not sure if it'll happen with this one. I did get to see it a couple days ago, and now this is my second viewing. And this is Eddie's first viewing, which is really cool to see, anticipating his reactions before things happened. As of now, I took some time to process it. Scream 6 is still up there for me.
Right.
For sure.
It was, and I would absolutely watch it again, which I plan on doing. I absolutely have to see it again.
Definitely, I intend on owning it when it ever comes out.
Yeah, it was that good, really. I don't know. It felt different. I like how meta it feels because it's like they know what's going on. They already explained what's happening in the film. It's just like, it's up to us now to figure out who the killer is, and then it's like they throw the clues in your face, and it's always been there.
Yeah.
That's why I gotta watch it. If I watch it again, it's gonna just be like, oh yeah, okay, I can see. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, I remember. It makes sense. Oh,
Mary Jane. Yeah.
Mary Jane. Absolutely, you remember it all. Yes, it was kind of bloody from the scenes that they did show. You know. Responsible age. We're horror fans. I know I was very young watching horror movies, and I feel like maybe it wasn't too gory, you know? So maybe around like 15, 14, that seems like a ripe age to watch this and not be like, oh my god, this is too much, you know?
You know, and that's true because especially now that like the #1 show of recent years was Game of Thrones, where I didn't really tune in too much, but I did see some of the kills and they were pretty brutal. And if that's like not a family show, but that's a show where like everyone's in, stuff like this isn't as like, you know, like whoa, what the heck is going on? It's more like, oh yeah, that's kind of what we're watching nowadays, you know. A quick story. Last year I had gotten a copy of Scream 5. I loved it. And I was talking to my family about it, and like just how much they started to become more welcoming of like me being into horror, because before they were totally like very suspicious, like how some of the characters are, where I can appear almost like a Richie, where I'm like a fanatic,
super into the film, and they're like, become like that.
They give me the side eye for sure. But now they're like, oh, we kind of get it now. We get like the whole, the scene, exactly. So we were gonna have a movie night outside with a projector, and my cousins were visiting that time, and they're like maybe like 10 to 12, like and they haven't really been exposed to stuff like that. So I was gonna come out. I'm like, hey, let's watch the Thora. Like that's like the whole family, you know. And my parents like, no, come on, bring Scream 5. Like you kept raving all about it. I want to see it. I'm like, please.
Anything but that.
No, like not for them. I promise you. And they're like, Kevin, come on. And they're like, you know, is there sex scenes? I'm like, no, it's just brutal. And they're like, if it's just that, whatever. And so then I ended up like putting it for them, and the interesting thing is the kids were like laughing and having fun, and then my parents were like, what the fuck, get away. Like they were screaming, what is this, Kevin, what are you showing us? I'm like, I told you guys.
I think the main thing for me, what I really like about the film is the location wise. Aside from it being in the small town, this is like a big city. It's open game for everybody. Like I really want to say one of my favorite scenes is when they go into the little market. And that was just amazing to me. It just felt so different. It's like he's using a different weapon. It was crazy. I thought that was the location really made the film a lot better for me than the other film, than the last film, just because of the location.
Definitely.
For sure.
I agree. I think it's weird because it's a lot bigger, and this is probably the biggest location we've ever had in Scream.
Absolutely.
But in a weird way, it feels more claustrophobic. Like it's almost like a lot of the kills happened in public, or like a lot of the stabbings, a lot of like the chase scenes, they happened
for everybody to see.
Everyone, and still it's almost the bystander effect where you expect someone to help but no one does, especially like on the train.
Oh my god, the train was ridiculous. I'm like, nobody is seeing anything going on here. Yeah, it was crazy.
And another one is I really liked is he took advantage of heights. I like to see like whether it was the ladder scene or when Gail was running
On her balcony,
Yeah,
yes,
you could
exactly.
feel, like-
this is a different level than.
Yeah.
Exactly, I agree.
I was scared of like, well, before
You
we
go
jump
like
into
that,
spoilers, right? Yeah, I was scared that something like someone was gonna fall. And I feel like you could almost, like, when you look up at something, you're just like, that's not that high. But when you look down, you're like,
It's like,
oh,
wow,
shoot.
it's
Like,
super, exactly.
Yeah, that's the feeling I got.
And it was heights. It was a lot. Oh yeah, it was. Everything was very elevated. I can see that.
Definitely. I think right off the bat, I'd like to ask you, did you catch the killers before the reveal?
I assumed the killer, but then it like I said, it kept giving me too many twists and turns, so I didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I assumed that I assumed one of the killers, or I assumed one of the killers when they said a certain line that they said, where they was like, "Oh, it has to be a cop," because I assumed first off, when they put the mask at every bit of the scene, I'm like, that's a police thing. Why would they have masks from the prior killers? Nobody should have access to that but a police officer. So I instantly thought of the two people who are cops in the film and important. And I said, yeah, it's one of these two. But I didn't think, I didn't really think Kirby, because I didn't think Kirby.
Yeah.
But what's his name? I forget his name.
The detective is, I believe his name is Bailey or like something.
Richie's dad.
Yeah, Richie's dad. Yeah.
I think that really blew me out, because I wasn't expecting him to be that important of a character, but I knew he was the killer somehow, because nobody should have the mask but a cop.
Yeah.
Nobody should have access to the mask but a cop. And they're saying that he's like pulling DNA from each and every single mask. Like, yeah, this is this and that. I'm like, no, nobody should have that.
At any point did you think the killer was gonna be a returning person, like one of the core four, or were you like, nah, I know for a fact they're like safe, or they're not the killers?
No, I didn't really suspect anybody. I feel like Samantha, only maybe just a little bit, just because of her history and how she killed Richie, and how she enjoyed it so much. I could see her being a potential killer, but not really like, I didn't really think anybody from the core for her as much.
All right,
but her.
I think that's one thing they haven't done yet, where a ghost face is a returning character from a previous one. I don't think they've ever done that.
Yeah.
I was suspicious of Kirby just because I thought they might do that.
Yeah, because we thought she was dead.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about her being, and then, yeah, I could see that too.
Okay, was there a particular point where did you ever suspect Ethan?
Ethan, that's the nerdy guy,
Yeah.
right? Only when it was just the econ, when he said he was at his econ, I was like, no, I don't. I know he's studying, but it's too much going on in the whole everything for everybody, and they included him, and he's like, well, why? But it's just how he kept trying to deflect it, like, why am I here? Why is it because I'm this? Is it because I'm this? And why am I a part of the friend group? Why is it? It just felt like he knew he had a little bit something. Going back and watching it, I will definitely be paying more attention, but I felt like, yeah, that part I didn't really recognize it until the end, but yeah,
For sure.
For him, only for him, really.
He, I think, is the only one I didn't suspect. I did suspect the detective, Bailey, and what was her name? I forget the red hair girl.
The detective's daughter. That
was
pops
like
out to be.
It was like Vicky or something, or like it started with a V, right?
Oh my God, I do not remember her name. No, Quinn.
Okay. I don't know why I thought V.
Quinn. It was. I was thinking V too. Okay, Quinn is her name. Quinn is her name.
Every Scream movie so far, we forget a character.
It's like we know everybody. Everybody's just the one.
I did suspect her. Okay, so here, I checked this out. Horror 101. If you don't see the body, they didn't die.
Exactly.
Ever.
We didn't see anything. We saw the guy take the picture of what's happening, and then he pushed. We didn't know that she was dead. We just saw her on exactly.
We just saw blood. But at first I did thought that she died. I did believe that.
Yeah.
But after, like the morning after, and everyone's crying at the ambulance, and Bailey's walking out, and he's crying. I did not believe that for a second.
Because he was still suited up and everything. He had his badge out. I was like, no, because you would think as a parent, and he's like, oh, you're a part of the case. Like, it's your fault that this is happening. He would be mad at Sam, but he's just like, yeah, like, it's okay. It's
Right.
all right. Like, it'll be okay. We're gonna kill them. You fuck with my family. You know, it was just that part threw me off. I was like, that doesn't seem right.
From that point onward, he
He started to look more and more like the killer. Absolutely.
I think he slipped a lot from there.
After there,
he was very aggressive. Yeah, when he said "you f with my family," then he's talking to Sam.
Yep.
Directly.
Absolutely.
Richie and whatnot. And then even like throughout the calls, he'd be like more aggressive, and you're like, oh, maybe it's like a dad in despair, but it's like no, he's looking for blood. At the very end, when they're like, we're gonna trap Ghostface, and he's like, let's get this mother effer. It's like,
yeah.
It's because he's ready.
He knew what was happening. Exactly. And it was just so crazy.
The two red herrings were, his name is Danny, known as Cute Guy.
Yeah.
And then Kirby.
Yeah.
They were the two red herrings, I believe. And Kirby was the bigger one towards the end.
Yeah, for sure.
But because they set her up so much, I knew it wasn't her anymore.
Yeah.
And since it had to be a cop, it had to be Bailey.
It had to be one of the two. And that's why I said, after he made the call and he was like, it's her, she's this and that, I'm like, she wouldn't bring them here to do all of this stuff because she didn't even know about the location.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe she didn't know about the location.
Same.
Gail was like, toting like, oh yeah, it's called investigative journalism for a reason.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was funny because I was just like, no, she didn't have anything to do with it. At that point, they said it was a cop. I was like, no, he's headed there too quick. And then it's just a lot more things where it's just like you could assume that the daughter and him had a connection because in the beginning she's like, call your dad, he's a part of the police.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would work that quick for the officer to get kids involved in any kind of murder suspect. Like, I don't know, it was too quick how everything transpired. I just assumed, even there, I was like, maybe they have something to do with it too.
Yeah, definitely. And because I feel like the only one who was 100% foolproof was Detective Bailey. And I kept thinking, okay, so who's his accomplice? Who does he trust the most? It had to be his own daughter. So I was like, okay, we got it. Father-daughter team. We've never seen that before. As
Ever,
killers.
yeah. Because, they're trying to do it with Sam and Billy. That's what they're trying to have, yeah.
The only one I did not see coming was Ethan. Well, I didn't really see any clues, but even now on a second watch, you do kind of see a bit more.
It's him being so persistent as, oh, it's not me because I'm this and this and this and this. I'm a virgin, right? So I can... It was just stuff like that. Now I would start to see it, yeah. So it was kind of the opposite for me. Well, I could see it from him, but I didn't really see it as much from the daughter until really after, yeah.
What did you think of the shrine? Of seeing all of these Easter eggs and callbacks?
It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Me being a fan of the film, all of the films, it was just... I was like, damn, this is a spectacular. They need to make this an exhibit.
Yeah.
And I would like to go visit it. Absolutely would love to go visit that because I like having the callbacks to every single killer from all of the films.
Especially if we actually got to see like the real life, like this was Jamie Kennedy's shirt, or you know what I mean? Like, when he wore it in Scream 1, he got stabbed. That'd be so cool.
It would be so cool. And it was just, I like everything. They were like, yeah, this is our uncle's shirt. Like, that's crazy. It was really good.
You know what it did remind me of, in case you remember, I think I saw it with you and Luis. We went to go see Jigsaw.
Oh, yeah.
And then Eleanor had like her own like collection of Saw stuff.
Yeah, it was like all this callback. And it's like one of the killer is, they gotta have some money for this kind of stuff. Because I was like, this is expensive, and they're in New York. I was like, they gotta have some kind of money. They gotta be crooked, something.
Yeah.
I assumed it was the dad.
What'd you think of the motive for the killers?
Very justified. I can see it, and then it really got to me when he said a father and his firstborn son has a connection. I'm like, oh, that could probably really do something to him. That's his first kid and his firstborn son. So it's just like, wow. But he knew his son was crazy, and we apparently see where it comes from. It runs in the family. That's why he was pushing so much to be like, yeah, you be a killer now too, like your dad. And the motives were it's not justified. Oh no, not justified. It's just I understand where he's coming from.
I want to be clear. I want to be careful with how I communicate this, right? Because I'm not trying to like paint certain people as certain things.
Yeah.
But coming from looking at Detective Bailey, when you see, if we try to decipher which parts who was who in each Ghostface encounter, when it seems like Bailey it seems like he had almost like military experience or like cop experience. The way, like if he was the one in the store, the way he held a shotgun.
Exactly. So I could for sure tell it's somebody who knew how to handle it.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't see the son or the daughter holding the gun that way. For Gail, did they say that it was the daughter that killed her?
Okay, with Gail, first off, I believe Gail made it.
They did make it. Oh my God, she did make it. Yeah. Dewey died, not Gail.
Yeah.
Legacy Carrie's still here, still thriving.
Okay, so that's a question I'll save right after this, right? But to answer that, I believe Quinn was the one to attack Gail.
But she was okay. So she was okay. So that makes sense. I'm trying to see because where everybody was placed at the time. Yeah. Because the dad was in the station, and Ethan was on the train.
So then with Mindy. So it had to be Quinn on the train to stab Mindy.
Yeah.
Who do you think was in the ladder scene going ba ba ba?
The cop, the cute guy came and showed up. He showed up after, or he was there the whole time, so he couldn't have been it. I'm trying to see. I don't really remember Ethan's alibi.
It must have been Ethan.
Because Ethan came, and that's when he said he was at Econ at the time. It could be Ethan because he was there too quickly after everything, and the cop wasn't there. Yeah, I want to say it was maybe Ethan.
Because that was Quinn's false death scene.
Yeah.
The fake out, and the cop was like nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Well, or like. He you know what I mean? Like, he had to have an alibi, so I feel like Jake is the only one who could have done that one.
R.I.P. Anika. She was so sweet. I like her character. She was so nice.
I feel like she's the standout of, like new characters.
Exactly. She was so sweet. Like, I don't know what I was expecting. I don't really think... I wasn't not expecting her to live... I was expecting her to live a little longer than what... Yeah.
That's what caught me off guard. There was two new ones, which were Quinn and Anika, wasn't it? Huh? I was caught off guard that they were basically killed back to back before the reveal.
Exactly.
So I was like, what? Like, they're really slaughtering.
Like they said, it's a franchise, so bigger kills, beheadings.
Yeah.
No beheadings, but it was a lot bigger than what it was the last film for sure.
What do you think that the returning 6 all survived? The main core 4,
and then Gail
Kirby.
The likelihood of in the next film, if they do a next film, what they should.
I think it's confirmed.
I don't think Gail's gonna make it, or maybe Gail might make it, but then Kirby, I don't see her too much as the biggest legacy character. It's really Gail still holding that title right now because Gail is Gail, but.
Exactly. I
could see Kirby going. Randy was a big character that I didn't think he was going to die.
Right.
So I'm thinking the twins have both been through too much. The brother got fucked up on the first one and this one.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to survive another one if it happens. I feel like both of them could go in the next one, to be honest. Because even though I really do enjoy them, like I said, Randy was one of my favorite characters from the original 3. So I don't want to say it like that, but I feel like they could both go as well. Definitely. I don't see. Oh, and another one. I could also see Jenna Ortega going.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of how this is like completely unrelated to the series. It's just how much of a star she has become.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's going to have as much time to continue to do the franchise. but I could be completely wrong. Maybe she enjoys the franchise and she's like, I would never leave this, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
But, sometimes celebrities get so big, they're like, I don't need this anymore,
Yeah.
And I hope that doesn't become the case because I absolutely, absolutely adore her in this show. Film. I love her. Like, she's a really good final girl.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely a good final girl. Her and Samantha, they play off of each other really well. I enjoyed them.
Do you think just because the story they're kind of setting up with Sam, or that they have set up, and we're starting to see a lot of payoffs, where she has like that killer instinct, and it's starting to come out of her. In this last act, we saw Tara's character almost become like very bloodlust.
Yeah, because the way she killed Ethan, she could tell she was really into it.
And when Sam was gonna save the Bailey,
she said,
she
"Go
was
ahead,
like, just do it."
Like, just do it.
Like she wanted to see.
She's like, "You mess with our family,
yeah.
though." I could absolutely see it. Because the first film, I wouldn't have thought so. Because the first film, that's when I thought she was gonna die in the first one. The first one from hers, and I was like, no, but it's like it's progressing to that. Like the next one could definitely see both of them. Like she could be the one with the final knife. I don't know.
This is what they said about Jamie Lee Curtis with the new Halloween trilogy. They expected her to die in Halloween Ends. Did you get to watch it?
I did. Yeah, I did. I did.
Nice. What'd you think of that, really quick?
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. It was sometimes where I was very upset about it.
Yeah.
I think I liked the first two better than Halloween Ends. Not to say it was bad or anything. It's just I like the first two a lot better than the last one.
Okay.
But I was expecting her to die. I was expecting them both to die, not just Michael,
Same. And I was very happy that she did get to survive.
Yeah.
Because it was like they try to set it up very poetically, like we're going to die together, our destinies are intertwined.
Exactly.
But then Allison's like, heck nah, like I'm saving you, grandma, like we're getting out of here.
I just love how the first one played off. I love how everything is just a continuation.
Yeah,
everything flows so well because that's something I paid. So I watched the first two before I watched that one. I went to go see that one in theaters because
nice.
I absolutely had to come see it because it was so good to me. I just felt good to watch it in theaters because the first two I never watched them in theaters.
Sure.
I watched them on DVD,
Yeah.
And then this one, better experience to watch it in theaters, I feel. But yeah, it's like I said, it's not a bad one. It's just I was expecting it to be a little different. It's my fault for setting up a weird expectation.
No, not at all, not at all. So I'll say I loved the movie, but I'm not going to fault you for that because I think the majority of people went in expecting something else, especially because we like to associate Halloween, Michael Myers. They are intertwined, and this in Halloween Ends didn't really have as much Michael Myers. It was more about Corey.
It was exactly. I think that was really what threw me off. It been about him more than but it just led it up to be so much more like I don't know why I was like maybe he didn't die. Maybe Corey's like maybe the spirit is in him now too, and maybe they have a plan for like a next franchise where he's gonna be like alive, like I don't know. That's what I felt like, and I was just like, no, maybe that's what's gonna happen. But the future is the future.
Yeah,
it could possibly be, but I don't know.
Overall, I did love Halloween Ends, but I think at the end we heard breathing, but it was not Michael's.
Yeah,
so maybe
exactly. That's why, and not to say that Corey's killings weren't as crazy as Michael's. It's just he was more creative. Michael's more like his actual strength is him doing it, where his killings just felt like he was using more of his environment to help him get his killings done, which was different for the whole. It was just a lot different for me.
Definitely. All right, going back to Scream 6.
Yes.
Regarding all of this, so this is almost our new trilogy for Scream. Where would you like? Not that we're ending it just yet, but do you have any expectations or anything you'd like to see for the next one if, let's say, Scream 7 is the finale?
For the next one, I feel like somebody from the core has to go in order for it to continue to just be a good franchise,
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen, but again, not Stu. Randy was a top character for me, and how he went, I wasn't expecting it. So I'm assuming for the final act, if it is the final, it would have to be somebody from the core that would have to go in order for it to be a really good movie.
Yeah, okay. First off, with movies, I always root for happy endings. I always want them.
Absolutely.
And look, so far we've always had happy endings in Scream.
Mm-hmm.
But freaking, I've seen a lot of arguments online where people wished in this one, one of the core died in this one. And that was a common critique. But I'd like to say, I feel like even in real life, that only happens like 0.001%. And I've never seen that in a movie ever. So I feel like we should allow this one to be that 0.001%.
Where it's like it's not gonna end how we all really want it to end.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, I kind of wanted it to end that way. I did want the survivors, because I think no one expected that though. I thought at least two, like maybe Kirby was gonna go, maybe Mindy or Chad, but everyone lived. Like not every movie has to be everyone dies or the majority dies. It's like allow this one to be our little saving grace that we pretty much never get ever. Did you by any chance get to hear how Scream 4 was going to set a new trilogy that they never went through?
No.
Okay, so check this out. All right, so because in people who tune in our videos, we are actually their introduction to horror. So it's kind of cool. Little spoilers for Scream 4, right? I'm assuming if you're watching this, you've watched Scream 4. That's where Kirby came from. In Scream 4, the original killers were Jill and Charlie. The original trilogy was either like Miramax, and then Scream 4 was Dimension. So they were connected with guys like Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino. And they actually helped Wes Craven. They gave him tips for the script of Scream 4. And they actually recommended let Jill live, let her win in Scream 4. And that was going to be the ending. In Scream 4, Jill was going to win, and Sydney was going to have amnesia. So she was going to get knocked out and survive, but she would not have remembered that Jill was the killer. And then the new trilogy, Jill is the main character. And in Scream 5, the one that was going to be intended to be made, it was going to follow Jill at university. And the new Ghostface knows her secret, that she was the killer. And now he's starting to kill her friend group. And it's almost like he's like...
trying to make it like she's the killer.
Or more so, he's not good, but he's trying to take out Jill as a Ghostface. Like, he's almost like a vigilante Ghostface. So not good guy, but like anti-villain, anti-hero.
That would have been a different take on it. It didn't sound bad. I still would have seen it, absolutely.
Right. Oh, and Wes Craven did intend on Kirby living. So this movie was in honor of Wes Craven and bringing Kirby back.
I'm happy that they kept her.
Same.
See, now I have to go watch the Scream 4, because it's like sometimes the characters you think that are dead, they don't die.
Another thing is, if you do watch Scream 4, towards the last act when we thought Kirby's dead and Jill's having her monologue, you can actually hear like footsteps or like clumsy rustling in the background. And everyone always thought, oh, maybe that's Kirby. And now we got our confirmation.
Aside from her, it's not really anybody from her franchise alive, right?
No, I think in Scream 4, Kirby's the only survivor. Let's see. Like Scream 1, maybe the sheriff is like, if he's still around. Scream 2, maybe Joel, the cameraman.
Oh, yeah. Scream 3.
Mark Kincaid. Who we got confirmation is living with Sydney and they have 3 kids.
Okay, so that's who her husband is. Okay.
Scream 4, just Kirby, and we kind of get the rest
core
of it.
For Scream 5, yeah. It just feels like it's so many more, but that was their first film, the last film. I really did like Scream 5, but this one just topped it for me.
How do you feel that Sydney is not in this one?
It's a little sad. I mean, because, she's like the main girl, Yeah. She was always the main girl, but, they're trying to pull focus from her to make it about this cast, Which I do like that they're trying to go in a different direction and have it so it doesn't just seem so boring, like, oh, Sydney. But Yeah, it's like they have to keep changing it up because after a while it'll just get boring. Let's hear about Tara. Then now that they have the sisters, they have two people. They have two mains that can like change the franchise forever. You know,
Definitely. Yeah.
to where it was just Sydney and it was always about Sydney. It could be about Tara at one point for a movie. You know, it could just be a lot of different things.
Scream 5, the last one, was paying homage to the original, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of back to basics, fresh new start.
Mm-hmm.
Scream 6, paying homage to Scream 2, university, bigger area, bigger place, bigger cast, and the family motive with the parent
Just
avenging
like
the kid.
Oh, the mom. Oh my God, it was
Exactly.
almost. Yeah, I can see it for sure.
So Scream 7, let's say they went back to LA, to Hollywood. Which celebrities would you like to see in
Make
that
a
cast?
cameo?
Either cameos or be a Ghostface.
Ooh. It had to be an older somebody because I don't feel like younger people could fit into this as much as I wanted to. Because surprisingly, the people that they had, like the therapist that they had in this movie, I recognize him from shows that I used to watch a lot. I believe it's either Revenge or Arrow. He played the dad as one of the characters, and I loved his character. Like I was like not expecting him. I wasn't expecting him to live though, but yeah, like a celebrity to kill off that they could have like that. I don't know. I can't really think of anybody.
Are you up to date with the Chucky franchise?
I have watched all of the films, and I started watching season 1 of the show.
Okay, cool. I'm on the same boat with you.
Okay.
What if they do like a Jennifer Tilly thing where an actor or actress is playing themselves? So like they could bring back Skeet Ulrich as himself.
Oh my God, that would be beautiful. Yeah. I could absolutely see that. They bring him back and we just lose our minds in the theater because I would lose my mind. I'd be like, what?
Did you by any chance see Wes Craven's New Nightmare?
Oh, with the earthquakes?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have it on DVD. I love that one.
So, you know how the cast is playing themselves?
Yeah.
What if there's a Scream movie where the cast are playing themselves?
Oh,
so they could bring anyone back.
Anybody could, literally, everybody could come back. Randy could come back. And it's like, I don't want to do this movie, man. Oh my God. That would be great. I would pay a lot of money to see that movie right away because that would be perfect.
Drew Barrymore is the killer.
Oh, I forgot about Drew Barrymore. Yeah, she could come back. She's like, it's me. I'm the killer, guys.
I heard it would be cool if they brought back the original cast, but it was like a reverse kill order. So like Skeet and Matthew Lillard were like killed off first. And Drew Barrymore would be the new final girl instead.
Yep.
Something like that.
That would be perfect. Oh, you got me thinking about Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah.
That was I don't know why it was so. I think that's probably why I have a fear for earthquakes because that movie used to scare me when I was younger. When I was younger, I watched it. I was like, no, this is a little bit too much for me. And then the earthquakes happened, and I was just like, no.
And speaking of the New Nightmare is different from the other Nightmare movies because typically Freddy's like more funny and he cracks jokes, but in that one it's more like a straight up demon.
And it was just a different take on. I'm gonna watch it when I go home. That's how. Oh my God, I haven't seen it in so long. Yeah, that was a pretty different take on the film. I love that film. That one was good.
I had seen a video where I think they were talking about different celebrities appearing in Scream, and one of my favorite ones was someone saying, what if Jennifer Coolidge was Ghostface?
Yeah. To kill you guys. You guys are dead. You guys are done. I love Jennifer Coolidge too. I'm the killer, guys.
She goes on a whole monologue of why she wanted to kill Sydney.
Yeah, you were taking up all the space in Hollywood.
But every time she kills, like her hair, it's like
her hair's flipping and flopping all over the place. Yeah, how do you like that? Ooh, you like that? I can see it. That'll be so crazy. Yeah, you're dying, and I'm killing you.
Imagine Imagine with the Ghostface voice, and you can still tell it's her. You can still tell.
I'm killing you. She's walking around in the Ghostface scene. You just tell it's her walking around. Her hair is peeking out. You guys didn't know it was me, and they're like, we always knew it was you. That would be iconic. That'd be a crazy movie.
Wait, Vin Diesel comes in like, Ghostface, let me tell you something.
You fuck with my family.
Yeah.
That's what Vin Diesel's like.
You know, I was thinking of. I felt like I was very basic when I thought of like, if I got to recast the original, I would see like Zendaya as the new Sidney Prescott.
Yeah.
I could see Timothy.
Oh my God.
As like Billy.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that too.
I forget, Finn Wolfhard as like Randy. Stuff like that. But I was like, oh, that's everyone. That's like,
that'd be so crazy. Yeah, like a recasting. It'd be hard to place it though, because it's not a lot of people that could fit that age range. You know, it'd be weird if they like completely rebooted the franchise from the first film that they did it. Oh, that would be weird. I wonder what they would do. Nah, Zendaya, I can't really see it though.
Nah.
No, she doesn't seem like she'd do it.
More like a Drew Barrymore instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I was thinking of Kobe Schmolders.
Oh,
Robin
yeah,
Scherbatsky
yeah.
as like the new Gil Weathers.
I can see that.
But I feel like that may have passed because if, let's say, the new Dewey is supposed to be 24, 25.
Yeah.
And Gail's supposed to be the love interest, she's be maybe 30.
Yeah.
At the very like max in the first one.
She'd be a little older, yeah.
Just a little bit, yeah.
This is like prime casting, like How I Met Your Mother time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, right.
That would have
exactly.
been. She would have been ideal for the role. Absolutely, I could see like she would go from How I Met Your Mother to straight into that. It would be crazy.
Just a quick thing you reminded me of. I've seen a couple more horror movies, and the cast of Community, whenever they're in a horror movie, they never survive.
Childish Gambino didn't.
Alison Brie.
Annie.
Yeah, right. It was a movie where like they rented like an Airbnb or something like that. I forget, but she died in that one. Oh, and she died in Scream 4.
Barbarian?
No. It was like the rental.
Oh, Annie was in Scream 4.
She was.
Yeah, that's right.
Britta was her name, Jillian Jacob. There was like a movie where it was like a monster that came out of like the phone. And like her son was trying to like use the phone because he was scared of the dark, but the monster would like poke.
What was it
Something
called?
like that. I forget.
Oh,
I'll look it up.
I would love to see it.
But she died in that one too.
Childish Gambino, Troy, he died in the Lazarus Effect. I believe that was the name of the movie.
Yeah, I think so. Joel
McHale, huh?
I think there was like, it was like Mandy something or Brooke. It was like in the movie, his daughter was like, the family was held hostage, then the daughter was the only one who was free, and she was trying to like kill off the killers. The main serial killer was Kevin James. Yeah, if you remember that. He died in that one. But yeah, that's just an interesting thing. They can't survive.
What about Chevy Chase?
I don't think I've seen him yet in a horror movie.
I was gonna say I don't think only him. He's the only exception from the cast.
Then again, he was killed off in Community.
Absolutely. So yeah.
Yvette.
Yvette. Yeah. Shirley.
I don't think
what did she play? Oh, I don't think she's played in many horror movies.
Ooh. Okay. Now that she's Abed would be a great Randy.
Abed would be a great Randy, absolutely. Yeah. But current Abed or past Abed?
I don't know. Wait, did you see, I think a movie's confirmed?
For Community?
Yeah, 6 seasons in the movie. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I was like,
heck,
what? This is perfect. Even though I don't feel like they would bring him back. They wouldn't bring Chevy Chase back.
Oh, right.
Scream 6 was a great film. Oh, again, about the location.
Right.
Being in New York, I loved it. But I couldn't stop thinking about Spider-Man. Like at the end, there's like at the end of the movie, there's just like a cut off of it, just a scene of New York, and I'm just like, I was telling Kevin, Ghostface gonna swing on a web and be like, "What's your favorite scary movie?"
Oh, freaking Flash was
Flash,
the first.
Speaking of,
Yo, man.
I was like,
Yeah,
this
like,
guy looks
damn.
so familiar. I'm like, what have I seen him in? He looks so different though. And
Yeah.
Kevin's like, no, it's Flash. I'm like, my mind was completely blown. I was like, he looks so older. He looks
Yeah.
crazy. And he was the first kill. Wait, no, second kill.
So let's briefly talk about that. What did you think that the opening kill they revealed him? It was like
Instantly from there, I was like, this is a different take. If this is what they want, if they want us to know who the killer is from the jump, and then it's the cat, everybody else has to figure it out.
Yeah.
I was assuming that's what was gonna happen.
Same.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, what? As he got the call, I was like, no way. The opening act, I think they did a really good job. That's really what hooked me into this movie, saying it was a lot better than the first one. Because even with the first one, I expected Jenna Ortega's character, Tara, to pass from... I thought she was going to... When she got stabbed, I thought she was done. Okay. But she survived. And this one, it was just a different take. And I was like, wow, he's not going to make it. He was like, nope, your partner's done. Like, everybody's dead. I was like, wow.
I could have dug that if they did go that route where...
We knew who the killer was from the jump. And I thought, exactly that. I was like... Okay, so this is different, and I like this already. So I was expecting it to be that, and then they completely switched it. They just kept switching it. Yeah. I like that. That's what I really like about this one.
I think every time they kept like twisting it when we expected something to go a certain way. They were like, oh no, boom.
Nope, exactly.
Like, yeah, I don't think it's a perfect 10. I don't know. Maybe the last act, I think that's agreed upon that it was like maybe a little bit. That's not... The rest of the movie was very strong. Yeah. And then it kind of dipped a bit towards the last act.
Absolutely.
Or I don't know what could have turned it into a 10.
Yeah, like, it's not that it was a bad film. Right. It wasn't really lacking much. I'm even going to bring my rating up a little higher. It's going to be an 8.5.
Okay, cool.
No film has ever made me put it at a 10.
Yeah, okay.
Except for Kill Bill.
Nice.
Kill Bill is my favorite film.
Nice.
10 out of 10.
Just because you reminded me of Uma Thurman, now I'm remembering Maya Hawke.
Love her.
When the time comes, we got to do a review of Stranger Things 5.
Oh yeah,
it comes out.
We're gonna do the last part of this season. So you're caught up with everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Stranger Things is top tier. I was just talking to a coworker about how I thought the show was just all around a good show, but the first 2 seasons were like peak. Like, it was really, really good.
I just rewatched season 1 the past week, and every time I watch it, it grows on me more.
Right?
Yeah.
It had me hooked instantly from, like, the beginning because I'm a sucker for the 80s, and I'm a sucker for the 80s.
Here's the thing, just like a side note with Stranger Things, I did not like season 1 the first time I watched it. Season 2 is where I started to get into it. Now...
You can appreciate season 1 more.
But here's why. Season 1 has a lot of 80s nostalgia, and I just wasn't digging it. I'm not sure why. I was just like, as soon as it was getting good, it ended. I was like, oh, shoot. Now, I'm getting nostalgia of 2016. Every time I watch it, I'm remembering 2016. I'm like, okay. And that's where I get, like, my appeal. But anyways, I really dig season 1 now a lot more.
I've always been a sucker for the 80s. We weren't even thought of in the 80s. Yeah. It's a time period. Just everything about it. The nostalgia wave, it hit me.
A few years down the road, the way we see the 80s, like, no matter who you were, you were just kind of like automatically cool. I don't know why. Like, if you lived in the 80s,
you were just you were cool.
Maybe 10, 20 years from now, they're going to see us from the 2020s. Like,
2020, like, you guys are the best. Like, you guys are awesome. Like, that, it's just crazy. And then I think about it, like, we think 20 years ago is like, in my head, I would think 20 years ago is like the 90s. Like, that's what I automatically think. But 20 years ago, we're in the 2000s, and 2023, it was just a lot going on in the world that it just...
I think COVID was like the catalyst of a lot of events, and things sort of just hit hyperspeed from there.
It's like once COVID started, 3 years of everybody's life. It's like the blip. It's like the blip in Marvel. I swear to you, it's like the blip. 3 years of my life just went by. It's like I turned 21 and bam, 24. I'm now 24 going on 25. It was just a quick zoom. Like it feels like the blip in Marvel. And it's like everybody can talk about COVID because it happened to everybody around the world. Yeah. Everybody knows about this. It's insane.
Last couple of notes for Scream. I dug the comedy. I don't think it was too much. I think it was just enough.
Absolutely agree.
The score was great. I didn't mind the romance.
Yeah, it didn't seem so forced. It didn't seem so far-fetched. Are you talking about Tara and
And Chad?
Chad, yes. Chad and Mindy. There we go.
Yeah, I think honestly, like any, because there was Tara and Chad, and then there was Sam and Danny,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and then Mindy's kind of the only one leaving single.
Yeah, oh yeah, because of Nika. R.I.P. Nika.
But
Do you have any favorite characters from this movie?
Okay, for sure Anika, because she won me over in that first, like, I don't know how long she was in, but she was like maybe a midway earlier kill. But I would say if we had to choose a kill that was either our favorites or like just one that were most memorable, hers was stuck out to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not because I wanted her to die, but more because I wanted her to live so much.
Absolutely, I wanted her to live, and it was just, I was like, no, she's gonna make it. Like everybody's surviving from these bad wounds, but no, it hit harder than most of the other deaths, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's the only time a Scream movie ever made me uncomfortable. And it was mostly because she was begging for her life.
Yeah.
It was less about the kill itself and more than like leading up to it.
And she was trying so hard. She was fighting so hard to try to, it was a lot.
I was just thinking like, damn, what if they did this instead? Or like, what if she went first? Or like, and the whole time, the percentage of her, or the odds of her living just kept going down and down. And you just felt that dread. Come on, keep going. But she was injured. She really wanted to live, but she couldn't like push herself.
Really, one of my favorite characters, well, it's two people. It's the twins.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't want them to have to leave the franchise, but I feel like in order for the franchise to continue, they got to let go of somebody from the core four, and those two are the more likely than Jenna's character or Sam, you know? I really do love them every time in the film, especially Mindy. She reminds me just like her uncles. That's why I like her so much, I think.
In Scream 7, if they have to, the way to have everyone live, because I still want that, even though I know realistically it might not happen again.
Yeah.
The way, the loophole around it, the fans, their worry, their concern is, now let's say there's 6 returning people. Now maybe Danny if he comes back.
Yeah.
Now there's 7. If they wanted to, they could bring back Sydney and Mark Kincaid. That's 9 survivors. So what they could do, what people are expecting, they all come back, and it's just a survivor slaughterhouse for like the big finale. I think the way around it, you don't need to bring everyone back.
Yeah.
Like maybe Mindy and Chad don't come back in the next one.
Yeah.
And they're safe.
They're safe.
You
Like,
know?
they're good from the franchise in general. Jenna's character, they probably give her a graceful exit.
Yeah.
Like, maybe the next film will probably be her last or something. And they
Maybe.
let it end on a good note, like something like that.
I think that's where this movie excelled. You cared about the characters a lot, and that's what carried the movie. You wanted to like see what was up with them, where they went. I do prefer when it's character driven.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely a rewatchable Scream, not just a Scream movie, just a rewatchable movie in general.
Yeah. What's interesting about Jenna Ortega in Wednesday is that that's almost a Scream movie or a show where it's like a whodunit and there's 2.
Absolutely. When I think about the first Scream out of this franchise, Scream 5, she's built more characters since the last film, in my opinion. Because I felt like I didn't see much of her, but I like her more in this film. She got more words in this film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. More screen time, more lines, dialogue. Yeah.
Because before it just didn't seem that way, and I just assumed that she was just gonna be like. Just like a character that was gonna fade out. I didn't think of her as a main girl, but now I absolutely see it.
Yeah,
and that's why I feel like I have to go rewatch the first couple Scream movies.
I think Scream is my favorite franchise. I love Halloween. That's my favorite movie ever.
Yeah.
But Scream as a franchise it's consistent. It's solid every single time.
That's one thing. Yeah, Wait, is this 10 films now?
Is Scream?
Yeah.
Nah, this is still
8.
6. Where are the others coming from?
Scream 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's literally 6.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why does it feel like 8? Oh my goodness.
Maybe you just predicted the future. How
You
many
think
will-
you think 8? Oh no, I was thinking about the killers. It was multiple
Oh,
killers.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I was.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, it's 9 killers. I'm like, is this 9 movies? No,
We got 3 Ghostface in this.
3 Ghostface. That was the big thing for me. 3 Ghostface. It's always been 2 or like it could be 1 person, but 3 just felt like it was a team.
So, I always thought. You just reminded me, Detective Bailey. I always suspected him as soon as Quinn's fake out death, but I thought he was faking his crying. The way Jill in Scream 4, she had to kill her own mom so everyone could believe that Jill was innocent, and she's like, "Oh, my mom's just collateral damage." I thought it was the reverse, and that Bailey killed his own daughter.
Yeah,
What?
because I honestly did think she was gone. But again, it's the body. We didn't see the body yet. But for a minute, I thought like he killed it because I knew. Like I said, I knew it was a cop. Nobody should have access to the old previous mask. That was already a given for me. I was like, no, they shouldn't have it this way.
Yeah, I do like that we have more adult ghost faces. I don't want people to see Scream as something more like just for teens or like Riverdale-ish.
Yeah.
And I do like to see more variation. That's why I like Scream 2, it was Nancy Loomis, I believe, the mother. This one, it's a grown man. It was Detective Bailey. And of course, Scream 3, that was all adults. I do still like to see younger cast members, but I just want to see variation of different ages so it doesn't get boring, you know?
Exactly, because you should just have all the young people and have some people. Yeah, it was a good one. That's why I like this one a lot. Mary Jane. I hate my car though. Kevin, you better not put this bush in the video. I hate my car.
No, this is it's funny because this is like a ghost face scenario. Oh, my car.
My car. I've been saying that. I'm like, man, if somebody is chasing me, I'm just gonna be like,
You stand right there looking at this medicine.
just looking right. I'm just sitting here like, no.
Scream 2, it starts off in a theater scene, and that's how one of the guys is killed. He was like listening in the bathroom stall. In the middle of the movie, I went to go to the bathroom, and the whole time I was like, oh shoot, because I was alone.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's quiet in those bathrooms. It's so, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm the killer. Yeah. Wait, I don't have I would be Ariana. Ariana Grande. Yeah. You're gonna die. Oh, homie. You better not touch my homie.
almost out of tune.
Don't worry. Guess what? He won't feel your face either.
Favorite scary movie in there.
What's your favorite scary movie? My spaghetti. What? You said you're gonna be like my spaghetti. Nardwar.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm here now. We got Big Sean here. Hey, I'm Ghostface here.
How do you know? You're Cindy Prescott.
Yeah. It's the
Oh my
Ghostface
God,
mask
dude.
with his little hat.
Wait,
Really crazy.
wait. Do you mind if I use? This is the last thing they see before they die. Like, survivors ready. The tribe has spoken. You are not American.
You are not the father. This is for Motherboard.
Oh my God.
Motherboard. Ew, and double.
What the heck? Make room. I gotta.
The whole cyber chase cast.
Oh my God. Can I hear Jennifer Coolidge one more time? What's your favorite scary movie?
Ooh, I don't know. She's gonna say something that's not even fucking scary. 2012. sisterhood of the traveling pants. Like,
What if she's just a ghost face and she doesn't even know what movie she's in?
right? I'm the killer. You're a ghost face?
Yeah.
Who? Who's that? What movie is he from?
Oh my god, dude.
She's like, who the hell is that? Like, she's really serious.
Yeah, just your straight face. Like, who cares about
Who cares about
movies?
Ghostface? What movie is that?
Oh my
That was a
God.
good movie.
That was a great movie.
Oh wait, another thumbnail.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the thumbnail.
Bad.
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
Ooh, you're done.
Wait, can you guess who this is? You're just like Papa.
You lie, Papa lie. She's screaming as she kills.
Mouth breather.
Magnus the killer. Doom. The fucking clock goes off. Doom. Yeah, Uncle Phil, what's your favorite scary movie?
He beatboxes as he kills you. Let's get
Terrible
jiggy.
rapper.
Let's get jiggy with it.
Let's
Yeah.
get jiggy with it. Oh no, that'd be bad.
Oh right. Damn, I forgot all
Slap
about
her
that.
with-
That's every kill.
This is slap. Really
Oh
hard
my
slap.
god. And then Jada Smith is in Scream too. And that's
She
Scream.
was.
And he's
She
like,
comes up like, yeah, this is justice for my
yeah.
character.
Like, who are you? You killed my wife.
You
Like,
killed my
what,
wife.
24 years
Keep
ago.
my wife's name out of your mouth.
Oh my god, dude. And then Jaden Smith comes out and he's like, I want you to join Cobra Kai. The multiverse is something we know so little.
Thanos comes out. I'll do it myself.
Okay, we got it.
Okay.
We got it. All right, see you guys in the next one.
Next review.